mean this meanly. I believe you're old enough to have watched Jordan.
Oh, of course.
As well. Mm-hmm. How do you compare the two?
You have to say they're similar. I mean, championships, style of play. Kobe's come out and said that he's modeled his game after Jordan. And his ability to finish at the basket, even finish game-winning shots. But I would have to say Michael Jordan still gets, the upper hand.
How do NFL players view guys like Kobe, guys like Jordan, just straight killers, but it's more of an individualistic sport?
Yeah. You have great appreciation for a guy, guys like Kobe and Michael Jordan. Their clutch, instinct, the ability, to take over games. The best that you'll see. And people, even now they see Kobe Bryant and towards the end of his career and say, oh, wow, he's missing shots and all that. But you have to keep in mind, he's one of the greatest players ever to play the sport. Like, there isn't going to be another Kobe Bryant, just like there wasn't another Michael Jordan. So people, need to embrace it and be like, man, this is the end of an era, Even along with him, Tim Duncan, all those guys. It's the end of an era. There isn't going to be anybody like him, so.
You got to school some of these kids on Jordan.
Huh?
You got to school some of these kids on Jordan.
Yeah, everyone's, I'm trying to see. All these kids are wearing, LeBron kicks now. Don't even know what Jordan, who Jordan is, and it's it's crazy. It's man, you got to understand, even when the Jordan 1s came out, when, Jordan 3s came out, that's it's greatness.
Is it comparable? Is his stature comparable to Favre? And I say that because he's top of mind after Sunday.
Oh man, comparable to
or what he did for that position in that team.
Yeah, I would still put MJ in a completely different, kind of sidebar, category. Brett Favre, a heck of a competitor, also arguably one of, the greatest, him, Peyton Manning, Brady, they're, all in that, Marino, they're all in that, category. But I think if you compare Michael Jordan, you think of the greats that he played with, Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon, John Stockton, Karl Malone, he's in a league of his own against even his peers. So, you got to say, and then even look now, you look at Kobe Bryant. He's kind of has that similar stature, with the guys that he's played with in his era. He has that kind of, set aside, look at his track record. Comparable to, in terms of accolades, is Tim Duncan, and that's with the Spurs. Other than that, there's not a player close to what, Kobe Bryant's done.
Will you be there on Sunday?
I think I'm gonna have to get tickets to it. It's looking like it, it might be sold out, but I'm gonna have to, find a way. Hey, anyone out there that got extra tickets, let me know.
I think Slay's gonna be there.
I got Slay's, Kobe Bryant worshiper. He has a shrine in his locker or something.
He said he's gonna bring a sign that says Slay loves Kobe.
Oh, of course. He said he's gonna sit courtside. Yeah, with a
Would
heart.
you sit next to him if he was holding that sign up?
No, I'd ask for my seats to be moved.
Yeah. Back to football real quick.
Yeah.
You had mentioned after the demotion or whatever you want to call it with Issa, you had said you can't take it pridefully because you got to be ready to play and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is Thursday an example of what you're talking about? With
Yeah.
you going out there, and playing well, it seems.
Oh, last Thursday?
Last Thursday.
I've been a starter in this league for, a number of years now. I know how to perform, when given the opportunity. So, yeah, it's all about your preparation. Like I said, it's about us winning at this point. You look where we're at, and, big divisional game, it's and a rival game. It's about us winning. Whatever, needs to happen for us to win, I'm on board.
You've played mostly alongside Glover. How did it change with Issa? How was your chemistry out there with him?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, great. Issa is a great player. Glover, me, we have that chemistry because we played longer together. But, Issa's such a smart player that we hit it on the run and made it work.
Were you playing strong safety or free safety mostly when you're out with these, or was it interchangeable?
Interchangeable. I said it before. I played enough in this league that I can play both sides. But when asked, and we made it work. Like I said, we did. It was good. It was good.
I know you guys don't want to be in the position you're in right now, but is there a sense of a why not us attitude that can be healthy at this point?
Yeah, of course. When you're in this predicament, it's by our own doing, you would say. But once you're here, it's about us, and why not us? I mean, Coach Caldwell said that even last time we played Green Bay. You know, why not? Why not? You know, why not us? And that's kind of our standpoint.
James, you guys went 1-7 to start the season. You're 3-0 in your past 3. What's been the biggest change you think with the team? The reason for the turnaround?
You know, guys, I mean, anytime, like I've said in the past, anytime you have, you know, firings at the top, it trickles down to everybody. And guys are like, hey, you know, we're playing for our jobs here, we're playing for our families. And I don't know if that's a wake-up call, but, you know, guys are, you know, not to say that we were less committed before, but paying attention to the details, putting in extra study time, meeting as groups, you know, after practice, whatever it is. And, you know, it's about the details at this point in the season. Everyone's going to be banged up. Everyone's going to have, you know, kind of the things that they do well and things that they don't do well. But it's about the details and execution, and, you know, the game hasn't changed, and, you know, guys have stepped up.
Michael Ilitch was in the spotlight yesterday with the big signing downtown of Jordan Zimmerman, and that kind of showed his commitment. Is that kind of what Martha Ford's doing now, is showing her commitment in that regard?
Well, I mean, yeah, she's showing her commitment by making tough decisions. You know, she's committed to, you know, winning and having an organization that competes at a high level every year. So, I mean, she's shown that with, you know, the decisions that she's made, and going forward, I believe she will do that.
Is it strange prepping for the same team twice in like 3 weeks?
I mean, you know, it's kind of one of those things. I mean, you know what they do, they know what we do, and, you know, it comes down to, you know, making plays on Thursday.
Do you guys do anything unique with mixing up calls or changing?
Of course. I mean, yeah. I mean, you just played them, so there's going to have to be wrinkles, and, you know, we can anticipate that they'll have wrinkles. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, you know, execution, tackling, catching, and running. You know?
How tough of a guy is Theo Riddick to practice, tackle in practice?
AKA dead leg. You know, he's a great player. Great. I mean, he's been such an asset to our offense in terms of, you know, opening up the middle of the field, and you know, even, you know, out of the backfield running the ball, not even just catching passes. He's such a threat. So, you know, hey, keep getting him the ball so we can keep getting touchdowns.
Well, how do you slow down Aaron Rodgers again?
You got to get after him. I mean, it's no different than, you know, any other team that's had success against them this year. Is, you know, you have to have him under duress. You know, he makes that team go. So you chop the head, the rest of the body will follow, and that's really the mindset. I mean, you have to get after him as a quarterback.
Culver earlier this week said that the running game, shutting down the running game, is also critical, because if you make them one-dimensional, it makes them a little bit easier to contain. Fair?
Of course, it's very true. I mean, the running game, I mean, you have Eddie Lacy, you have Starks, phenomenal runners. You have to. It does, you know, start with them. You know, in 12, you know, I mean, Aaron Rodgers does a great job of checking the plays and getting them in the right run plays in certain situations. So yeah, we have to, you know, continue to do what we've done the past 3 weeks. We just stop the run.
Your offense has turned a corner, put up some pretty big numbers here lately. Are guys on the defense maybe standing up and watching a little bit more than they were early in the season?
I mean, we always watch. I mean, you look at, you know, the guys that are out there. I mean, you know, it's big plays waiting to happen. So, you know, it's a testament to, you know, the aggressiveness on offense, not taking their foot off the pedal, and, you know, just continuing to, you know, push on. There's a couple games there where, you know, we scored 18 points, and, you know, we were able to, you know, get a win there against the Raiders. But, you know, there's going to be games like that, and then there's going to be games like the Eagles. So, you know, they're doing a good job. They just got to keep pressing on and making plays.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Just realized you're wearing an